Hi, I'm William Howe and you're watching Sporting Icons.
All right, William, congratulations. You are now 1-0 as a professional fighter. How's it
Thank
feel?
you. Feels good. Good to get the first one out the way. Good opponent. It was a long night. It was a long night. Didn't go as planned, but that's a professional game, and that's the welcoming you get going into the professional game. Really. So I've just enjoyed it. Just took it all in my stride. Really, just experience. I didn't get in the ring and I was flat and down and over. I got in because I know a lot of people don't even get in when it gets to that point in the night. It was a late one, so I was lucky. I just enjoyed it, and it was an experience, and I had to go through. And if I want to be a main eventer in the future, I'm going to have to box late anyway. And I've done it a lot of time in the amateurs, so it's all good prep.
Now, I was under the impression, and I know you were as well, until a few minutes beforehand, that you were meant to kick the show off on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's you kicking off, then April, then it goes to like the main TV show. So, what was their reason for not putting you on first? Why were they running behind? Was there something to do with the concert, wasn't it?
Yeah, Iron Maiden were on the night before. So normally the ring and everything else is set up the night before but they couldn't do that because of Iron Maiden. But so they basically just said that they're going to go and they were starting from 6 a.m. earlier than used, not earlier, to get everything sorted, everything. And they said they weren't going to start the show till about 10 to 7, something like that. It was like a 20-minute delay. So I couldn't fight. So they said, we're going to put you on at 8 o'clock. So I thought, TV slot, brilliant. It's a good time. So what had happened then was April had kicked the show off, I think, at about 6:15.
Yeah.
And I wasn't meant to fight till 6:30 anyway. So I don't know what happened there. It just completely all got mixed up. They said I was wrapped and ready from about 7:30 to box. Then obviously that never come across. And then they said I'm on after Savannah. So I just sat down, relaxed. A lot of people see me on the couch. I was sprawled out on the couch behind while Savannah was warming up still. I hadn't even put my shorts or anything on, just in my t-shirt and that with my wraps on. Just ready. It was one of them nights. It would have been nice to be on first and enjoy the boxing, but how it worked out is how it worked out. But I went in, I was comfortable, and I give a good account of myself.
Did you feel any pressure walking into the ring? Did you feel any pressure that you have to perform and like
Nah,
be quite nervous?
no, I was past that point. I just wanted to box. It was. I think it was past 12 o'clock. I think it was 12:15 on the night. So
Mm.
12 o'clock even. It was. I was past that point. I was tired. I mean, normally I'm in bed, so
Mm.
I was ready. I was ready to box. So I did. It all gone. I was nervous at 4 o'clock when I went down to get the bus across for 6. To be on for 6:30. I had the nerves and the adrenaline and the rush then. So and then to carry that on, I switched off because it wasn't going till 6. Went back upstairs, just chilled out, switched off from it all because what's the point in stressing?
That is
So
very,
it was
very true.
something out of my power. Yeah, something out of my power. So I just enjoyed it. Good management with Mick and Michael Sal. Big shout out to them too. They were like still rushing about for me in terms of trying to get stuff sorted. So massive shout out to Michael and Mick for sorting that out, for still managing us, and obviously helping out still and making sure that I was on.
Now, obviously, like a Sky Sports, they cut off the cameras and all that kind of stuff. So I've only managed to see 3 rounds, which the dad sent me, and you
Yeah.
looked good. You looked composed. Like the first round, it looked like you went out there to just nail him, but then afterwards, you were just boxing. And for the first time, I actually saw you doing some twitch hitting.
Yeah, I mean that's something I've been working on with Peter, switching and switching. I mean, I'm not a master of it. I'm just learning as I go with Peter. Like I said, it'll give a good account of myself, and like I did. I mean, I didn't get caught. I got it, but I didn't get caught and was like flustered or out like that. The fella, Jake, talking to Jake, and he said he'd been talking to Dave Allen, and Dave Allen said to him, "Don't open up. He said, if you open up against him, that's when he'll do his work. He'll catch you. And when you'll have watched the rounds, I couldn't, it wouldn't open up to fire. So I went out in the first round trying to punch him out, but I was just hitting his gloves, and then he was dropping he knew how to survive. I was hitting his arms, hitting his gloves, and I was blowing myself in terms of like, I've hit him with like big shots there. Instead of, till I went back to the corner and Peter said to me, pick your shots, work the angles, and try and do what we're practicing. Don't try and whack him with one shot. He's just catching him. He's just go. He's here to survive. He said that's what he's going to do, and that's what he did do. So I give a good account of myself. Peter was happy over the moon, and I've got to give massive thanks to Peter and a big shout out to Peter, because obviously after a massive win like that with Savannah, to come back and do my corner and keep it composed. Even though he was just having a laugh, he just come back the corner, third round. He said, "How'd you feel?" That's all he said. I said, "I feel all right." I said, "I'm used to the three." Like I said, I'd get out now, and he just started laughing. So obviously, a massive shout out to Peter. It was to come back to my corner and do that. It was really shows his level as a coach, how good he is, and he wasn't full of emotions. He was calm for me, and wasn't like, go out there and do this and do that, which obviously it could have been. He just had a massive win, but he come back and he give me good reason, good comments on my fighting and what I'm doing in the corner and stuff like that. So he was calm, so I was calm.
Well, speaking of Peter Fury, he had a good night, didn't he? 3 fighters,
Yeah,
3 wins.
Yeah, it was a brilliant night. Everyone won. It was fantastic. April with a good account of herself. To be honest, I think it was 76-75 on the scorecards. Was it? I think
Yeah. Basically, she needed the knockdown, which I totally disagree with.
I disagreed with the knockdown. I totally agree. I mean, I didn't realise how good the knockdown was till I seen it on the big screen. I was sat ringside and I didn't see how good it was till I actually seen it. It wasn't half a good shot. But obviously, April can punch. Peter says that all the time. But for me, it was a good night. I think, obviously, Savannah winning the belts was the highlight of the night. Savannah unifying that division. It's one of the biggest divisions in boxing, in male or female. It's a natural weight, isn't it? It's a big division. And Savannah, I mean, that draw was terrible. That was a terrible decision for me. I was sat in the changing room watching it. I don't understand where that come from.
No.
But she's done really well. And I mean, like you say, the champion always gets favoured anyway. You look at past history, whoever's got the belt, there's always that that chance that even if you knock them down every round, you still lose the fight. So you got to be, when you work that world level, and whoever's you've got to go in there with the mentality of make sure, same as the amateurs. That's how I see them world title fight. You have to go in there and make sure we're dominant display and that you hammer it.
No, that's it. I mean, going back to like April's fight, obviously, and like I've been speaking with her quite a lot ever since she lost to Kirsty Babington the first time round, and that's the one fight that's been eating at her. So I'm sure that her getting the win now, and you would have seen just pure adulation, just pressure just went from her.
Yeah, I could imagine. So I think it puts, I think with the display she gave as well, because she's quite a messy fighter anyway, Kirsty. I think with the display she gave, I think it was a good display of herself. I think she with a better shot. I mean, from round 2 onwards, I think she pretty much won every round. It was a close fight, but you don't know what the judges say. You don't know. I've had loads of fights in the amateurs, and that was my first pro fight. But watching other fights and whatever, you don't see what the judges say. It's what a judge is like. Some judge might like certain boxers, certain styles, the other judges. So it depends what you see. And when you sat at them angles, people say when you sat right in front of it, that close, you see a different perception to it. So it's just good. But it's good to see how they score it and that. Obviously, myself, Matt, I think mine was referee scored. I think it was 40-36. Hammered every round. I mean, the first round. So I didn't get judged on basis of that, but I think he threw 30 shots the full fight. He was just there to survive and get the thing. And I was happy with getting the 4 rounds, to be honest. It's nice to go in, and when you see these people and they blow people around in the first round and they look too good but I had a good person who stood in front of me. And to be honest, I come back and I was disappointed because I thought I could have done a lot more there. I could have moved my angles and that, but because I could have done more. And all the training I've been doing. I didn't really give a great account of what I've been doing with Peter, but like you said, I was switching up. I was doing what was right in the ring, what I felt
On
was
midnight as
necessary.
well.
And yeah. So, but it'd been a long night. It had been a long night for me, and it took me out. And I didn't take any food that was negative because I thought I was on, and I thought I was on at 8, and then all got changed. So I was and ahhing, really. I was like, oh, I'm hungry, and I'm not. I don't really like eating. So it messed me about a bit. But like with Stephen, you never know what's happening. You never know, and Steve will tell you, and it is a mess about. But it's only the beginning, and I've got a good team behind me. I've had a good week with Mick, meeting Mick properly and talking to Mick and meeting Michael, and he's their media, and that's what's been good for me. And I've enjoyed just seeing everything. Even the press conference I was meant to be on, and then I wasn't, but it didn't bother me because I'm back at the bottom of it now. Whereas an amateur, I was good and I was in good fights, and I could go and box anyone. I wasn't thinking. Where now I'm back at the bottom and I have to work my way up, and I accept that. And I like that thing of that where I'm starting off. I'm not, and you're not given opportunities in boxing. You have to earn them. So it gives me that drive to go out and be the main man on that stage, really.
So now you want to know. You're officially a professional, so you can't go back to the amateurs now. Means that now you're going to look forward to potentially one day headlining the Borough Stadium, Riverside.
Yeah, of course. Middlesbrough, my hometown. I love Middlesbrough, obviously, and it's great. It would be great for the North East in general, just to get a massive show in the Riverside. Obviously, it's my hometown. It's the biggest stadium around here. It's a 35,000 seater, probably 40 if you were boxing. Talking to Glenn said it's just been signed off as well for boxing events. But we're talking a few years. I've got to learn my craft as a pro. Like I said, I went out in that first round trying to bang him out, and it didn't work. I couldn't get through to him. He was doing everything to catch the shots. He wasn't throwing anything. He was just catching. So to talk about the Riverside as a potential fight at this moment in time is just something that I can only say I'm dreaming about. So, but do I think I'll do it? 100%, yeah. And for whatever belt or whatever night, for whatever fight, I'm sure it'll come.
Oh, actually, on the ring announcer for like your weigh-in and on fight night, I noticed that you was announced as Borough Balboa. Are you keeping the Borough now?
I'm just known. People can call me Balboa. People call me Borough Balboa. I'm happy to be what people want. For the Borough, I'll be the Borough Balboa. For if people are supporting from Newcastle, Sunderland, they call us the Balboa. Obviously, it's up. But
From Newcastle and Sunderland, they call you something different, mate.
Yeah, but any from Manchester, I'll be known as a Balboa. But obviously, whatever. I just go with the flow now. It's the Borough Balboa is more catchy and it more ring to it. But obviously, I like the Balboa, and then I don't know. It's early stages, changes all the time. Some people go through about 6 or 7.
That is true. So what's going to happen now then? Are you now just going to wait for your baby to be born and then fight afterwards, or are you looking to squeeze one in?
No, definitely. Talking to Peter, probably hopefully get back out the end of August. The baby's due in 17th of August. I've got this week off. We're gonna go away tomorrow for a couple of days. Enjoy a bit of time, see each other, and then back away. Next Monday. Well, I'll be back away next Sunday night. Monday morning. Back in with Peter Clark, fitness and back into camp. So I won't have too long off. If I have too long off, I'll put all the weight back on. So I've got to. I've just got to keep this level now and of this maintaining of fighting. And I want to fight. I want to get back out. I want to be out as soon as possible. Talking to Peter, I think back end of August, and then I might have a bit of time off after that. I might not. I'm ready for whatever, but there's no rush with me. I've got no plans of saying that I want to fight for a world title in a year. I've got no fans of saying I'm fighting for a British in a year. I want to be a durable fighter. I want to have a long career. I want to do it. I enjoy the sport. I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to be rushed to the top. I don't want to be false in terms of getting opponents that are too well under me. and you're thinking, I want to learn my craft. I want the way how Huey's at it. Really, I want the best possible fights for me. Like I said, I probably could have done with an opponent who opened up a bit more to get my shots off, and I could land better. And probably I'd have obviously hurt him if he threw a bit more, could get my shots off. But it was that little fella just there. It was good for me. It was good for me because it showed that even though I know I was levels above, I could go on and dictate what I wanted to do. But I'm just gonna stick with what Peter says. Listen to what advice Peter says. If he says go and have a month off, I'll have a month off. I'll need it. He must think go and have a month off. He said to me, have 2 weeks off. But I've had a week off last week, really, and then I've had a week off again this week. What I need, 2 weeks, just get a bit of recovery, and then back down next week. I'll be ready to fight. I feel I'll be ready to go in 6 weeks again, injury free, and the rest of it. Just sorting another fight kit out now. Actually, trying to get my shots and that sorted now. So I'll be ready. So there's no time off, and then when the baby comes, I'll probably want a few days to be home and that. So it'd be good to just get in camp and then know that I've had a good camp and I can train at home. Obviously, Billingham's only on the corner where I can go and train. If I need to be home for 2 or 3 days when the baby comes, but it's all for the baby anyway now. So it's best to be out as soon as possible.
Absolutely. So basically, it's looking like he could be on the same fight card as Huey then, potentially.
Yeah, possibility of that being on that fight card. If Huey's back out, then obviously just see what happens really. With everything, if I'm on a different card, if I'm on the same card, whatever, I just want to be out. I want to be out. I want to be active. I want to be fighting. So I want to be as much in it as possible, really. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a good start. It was a good opponent. It was a good night all in all. Savannah winning, April winning, myself winning. It was a good card. There was upsets. There was good fights. There wasn't any knockovers. So it was good. It was good to be involved in it. It was my first setup with Sky, and hopefully many more.
All right, it will be, my man. All right, and William, I appreciate your time. Is there anything that you want to add?
No, just thank you to everyone who come down. Thank you everyone who's dropped messages on social media and everything else. Can't thank everyone enough for the support. Obviously, the support that makes it. Big thank you to all my sponsors who come and who are supporting me now. It's that they're who get you through really, all the camps and everything else. So, hopefully many more nights and hopefully many more big nights as well.
Spot on.